Hello, it's Scott Manley here, and if you didn't know, EVE Online is turning 10, and that meant celebrations. Celebrations driven by gifts from the developers, which included a whole bunch of fireworks, free spaceships, commemorative t-shirts, and of course, the new Gnosis cruiser, which is a Jovian tech-derived spacecraft that looks awesome, and everybody's getting one, and well, people are of course taking them out and dying in them. This is what it looks like. It is the pinnacle of Jovian technology, or maybe it isn't, because we don't really have very much contact with the Jove. The fireworks were given out to everyone on the hour so that nobody would run out of supplies. People were shooting at each other all day, lighting up the skies around the trade hubs like Jita. And of course the developers also decided to do a bunch of features. They headed out in dev fleets. They took fancy ships out into nullsec, out into 0-0, and fought anyone that would come at them. And after that was over, they would sit in trade hubs accepting dueling requests from anybody that came by. This was in Jita just after a few minutes ago. CCP Humbug basically asking everyone to come and blow up his shiny Gnosis battlecruiser. Of course, CCP developers weren't allowed to use cheats or anything like that. Apparently there was no Aurora implants or whatever. But the main thing that I'm here to talk about with is a player-driven event. The main event, which I've been promoting for 3 weeks, is Flight of 1,000 Rifters with Marlona Sky, who is here to talk us through it.
All right. Hello, everybody.
Hey, so there was 1,800 people in system at that point when I looked.
Oh, yeah. I think at one point we actually had more people in this system than there was in Jita.
Well, Jita's capped, right? Jita has a hard cap.
Yeah, I don't know if we matched it or we passed it, but this system capped as well. And unfortunately, there were still people trying to make it to the event that got caught in the gate. So they had to deal with Sancha battleships.
Oh, God.
And pirates there as well. So a lot of people didn't actually make it in. But, I mean, as you could see, it was literally thousands.
Literally thousands. I mean, I was surprised at how many Rifters, because, of course, Rifter is no longer the best. Oh, there you go. Undocking once more into the breach, right?
Yes. Hopefully this won't be the only time, but yeah, you can see there's a Dominic's right there. He's trying to get set up to smart bomb.
But it's a station, so he has to get 5k off the station before smart bombs work, right?
Technically it's the smart bomb itself that can't damage a station or gate. So a small smart bomb could be closer than what he is, but if the smart bomb's going to actually touch the station or a gate, it won't go off. So it's not necessarily like a hard 5k
Look at the
limit.
Firepower!
Yeah, I know.
Oh my goodness, this is insane. But
there's people shooting fireworks at me too.
Yeah, you're right. But so because of the smart bombs, right, they would kill all those frigates. That's why you turn around and you go back into the station, right?
Yes. The better stations for this is Caldari, but of course this particular incursion was actually in Minmatar space. And luckily enough, this station...
But they gave you a Galante station, which is a kick-out station.
There's some stations aren't quite as much of a kick-out as they used to be. But this one, it was good enough. I was actually able to stop my ship well enough where didn't have to worry about smart bombs for now.
Yeah, and you don't have to worry about Webbers because you're in a supercarrier, right?
Right.
Yeah, so
super capitals, you don't have to worry about webs.
So their agility is just crap regardless.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean,
there we go, turning with all the like an oil tanker or something. Wow.
It's really slow, but
and of course this is
amazing.
4 times regular speed, right?
Is it 4 times? Yeah.
Right. Time dilation was 10%.
It was 10% before I even undocked there for a while. I mean, it's just local. In the last hour, it just kept filling and filling until it couldn't hold anymore. So there's people that actually showed up early. I mean, they were able to get in. Hopefully a lot of people set their clone. This station actually, lucky enough, had a clone facility. So people could set it there, and then if they died, they would just get a noob ship and then just undock again. And a noob ship is a frigate, so and I think there's the Dominic's right there over there on the left, and I think he did something.
He was
I don't know if he
bombing.
died or he tried smart bombing, and then he went. That means he was global too. So and that looks like it's a
that's
Armageddon.
A Typhoon there. That's
Typhoon.
Coming out. Yeah, you'll see him later. He gets it. But that's you. You're turning. You're gonna do like the Empyrean Age trailer with the Nyx crashes into the station. That's you again, right? You're totally coming in.
Except they put a little bit more reinforcements on this particular station. So
well, this one apparently has plot armor or something.
I think it's got like some sort of rubber armor, as we'll see here in a minute.
Look at those lasers! This is epic. I am just amazed. Like this, the lasers is the thing you see. There's an Armageddon going out as well. A Disco-geddon, as they say.
Yeah, it's you can just see the newts and the NOS. I really thought everybody's gonna be trying to nuke me, but honestly, there was, a few non-frigate ships here and there, but it was just like Rifters and Merlins and just.
Right.
Everyone
was going for DPS, right? So muting was just extra. I mean, normally with a supercap, you want
those Rifters. There's like just it's amazing.
It is 1,000 Rifters. But normally with supercaps, you want to cap them out. You want to mute them so that they can't jump out, right?
Right. But since that wasn't an issue, I wasn't going to be jumping out. I wasn't going to be warping off. So there was no need to.
That nicely.
Yeah, I actually double-clicked on the station icon, and then sometime later, it pops up that says your docking request has been denied. So, and I was just like, "Wow, okay, all right."
Too big, but clearly you're big enough to fit in there. Look at that.
Oh wow! I think there's a smart bomb going off.
There.
But this was amazing. I mean, like the in-game channel I had, FOATR. I mean, I think it went over to 900 people just into that.
Yeah, there you go. So how fast was that? You were kicked out by the.
I think it was like 2. Yeah, I think it was like 2K. I think that the station eventually caught up, and it sit there and said, "No, you're too close."
What's amazing is that there's all these frigates, and a lot of them aren't able to go as fast as you because they're all like, they're fit by newbies that are using afterburners or something.
Yeah. So
and this is epic. You're just sliding sideways at this is like the world's biggest power slide that you're doing.
Yeah. But yeah, as you can see, like it's eventually most of the frigates are in orbit, so eventually they start to catch up and start to reorbit me.
Yeah.
And then they encounter another issue.
They encounter a completely different issue because now, of course, you are being carried well beyond that 5K radius that we mentioned.
Yeah. So now it's like they're no longer in the protection of the station for keeping people from smart bombing. So now I think this is when Pandemic Legion starts to show up.
They might. So you what was your armor at when they showed up?
My armor was literally. I mean, it took them a while because the time dilation to actually chew through my shields. And then it got down to like 99, 98% armor, and then wow, look at that! That is crazy.
It's a disco laser party!
Look at that. Go, you little Merlin.
Yes.
Just, look at those missiles. I think those are other ships. Wow,
those are other ships,
fireworks. Yeah. But what was I saying? So,
you got down to something like 85%.
Oh, yeah, I got down to 85%, and that's when Oneros started remote repping me.
From Pandemic Legion, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And
they just started to troll everyone.
Yeah, they started, remote repping me and stuff like that, which is fine. These entire things, everybody knows, everybody's prepared. Oh, look at that guy shooting rockets.
Yeah, that's a harpy.
Awesome.
Not harpy, hawk.
Hawk, yeah. But everybody's prepared for this. There's always going to be party crash at these events. It's kind of what that's what makes Eve. So at this point, anybody that had shown up, hopefully and gotten in system in a decent time, because I announced the location. I think it was like 4.5 hours prior to me undocking.
When I was still camping, I actually had to rush home from a camping trip to get here in time. And
oh wow, yeah. Well, there was a lot of camping going on in here. There's some people that died. I think it was a smart bombing, a Baden, somebody mentioned.
Yeah.
But wow, look at that. That is...
All the entrances, all the gates on the way in were totally camped. And I got through, but one of my characters didn't.
Yeah. And there was a couple points where I finally managed to use my remote ECM burst just to whore in as many kill mails as possible. Wow, it's like there's so many people there. It's like there's frigates literally scraping paint because there's so many. Like, damn, look at that.
Do you see the? Is that? Oh no, that's the sun. Is that a smart bomb there? I don't know.
I don't know. It's gonna happen soon.
Wow.
But you know,
I've seen a few smart bombs. It's just they're not obvious.
I told people, you know, well, don't bring, you know, whatever you bring, just go ahead and plan on it dying and the capsule.
Oh, and there's the Venture. Venture, like, you are awesome, sir. You are awesome.
That's balls.
Yeah, he brought a knife to a gunfight.
Yeah, that is awesome. It was like, was it a talent? No, is that a mega? No, there's a two incursus right next to each other. Yeah, a couple of incursus there. Yeah, the lances, and here's the fleet repping you, right? There's the Uneras. Yeah, they're trying to help me out.
They're trying to help you out, and then they have a bunch of legions that are shooting the. I pulled them up to show you. Yeah, Pandemic Legion. Also, people have been running the incursion as well. I was wondering if they were trying to bring down the Sinojam so they could bring in. There's a rattlesnake or Scorp.
Yeah,
bombing.
There was a Scorpion. I think there was a Damnation there. I think he was just running armor links.
It might be a Navy issue Scorp. Actually.
Oh, there goes frigates right there.
Yes, I know. Well, you dumped a lot of frigates. You told me.
Yeah. At this point, when I finally got launched off, I was finally my right-click drop-down menu was not working for most of the time, so there was a lot of stuff I just couldn't do. And then finally, once I was out here, then it started responding. So then I had 91 Rifters fully fit T1. And I had fit them in a way where even if you had the most basic skill, you could jump in them, and nothing should go offline.
Right.
So, and they all had ammo and the guns ready to go, but I don't know if anybody had the opportunity to jump into one. Yeah, I think they all were smart bombed.
That was that's what I think.
So yeah, I lost 92 ships.
92 ships and your pod.
Oh yeah, and the capsule that was that
was a billion plus implants.
I think it's 3.8 billion.
Yeah. So I did the math, and between the prizes, the ship, the fittings, and your pod, we were talking over 60 billion ISK, which is about $2,000 in real world cash.
Now,
that's a
lot
pretty
of that,
fancy computer for that price.
Look at that! Wow, half of that. I mean, there's a lot of sponsors and stuff, and people got to realize it's going to take me a while to go through all of this. To get look at this. Okay, that's me trying to head back to the station.
Yes,
I get about halfway there.
You're getting repped. You just get bored. That's the thing.
Yeah. Oh, look at that Rifter just tanking it. Wow.
CCP had a slot set aside for it, but they pretty much had to cut back to their dev, battles because they didn't.
Yeah,
expect it to
I heard
last
them talking
long.
about it now and then. I think they were going to head this way, but I mean, at this point, it started to become clear that. Most of the frigates and stuff like that had pretty much been killed off. And look at that Rifter! Wow, look at that.
Yeah, a lot of people were they were giving up because they saw you getting repped. They were and so they were getting killed. They were calling off, and they knew that it wasn't going to happen.
Speaking of reps, there goes. Yeah, so I mean, and at this point, that's fine. That's fine. Everybody had fun, and I knew something like this might happen.
So
whereas on the previous
self-destruct?
events, at this point, I initially self-destruct. At this point in time, actually, I mean, the event had gone on for over an hour.
Hour and a half.
And an hour and a half. I mean, that's a long time. Whereas my previous events, I think it was 20 minutes at one. And I think it was like 15 minutes for the other or something like that.
But this is you sitting with a self-destruct running at this time.
Yeah, it actually took 20 minutes for the self-destruct timer to actually go down.
And then, after all that, what were we given? What did I get to see? I don't get... No,
we're waiting for this big explosion. This
exactly. So
finale.
Under time dilation, the self-destruct, instead of taking 2 minutes, it takes 20 minutes, right?
Yeah, it actually, the self-destruct is affected by time dilation. you know. So you just it's you don't. I mean, you have to sit there and take that into account. But I mean, these days, I mean, it used to be back in the day. You know, a self-destruct meant no kill mail at all. Boo. So, but now, since then, you know, I knew that if the event goes on too long or anything like this, oh wow, poor guy, he just died, or anything, you know, like say, you know, entity comes in and starts remote repping me to keep it from dying, that's fine because I actually have the power. I can decide when the Nyx dies at that point. So,
well, it's about to die, and this is the epic event which greeted me. Nothing. Nothing. It was
I should have just put in local like Trillolo, I sign it out or something.
Now I think some people probably saw it. It was just as you see, I pan around the camera and there's the wreck there now. So it did actually explode, but I didn't get to see it. But look at the mess of ships there.
Yeah,
and by this point,
accidentally the system.
Yeah, you accidentally the system. As I say, I think you probably set a record for most people in a reinforced. I don't know. They hard capped it, right? So.
Yeah, there was a hard cap. I don't think this was the biggest a fight has ever been, though. I think that still goes to, I think like a couple years ago.
LXQT or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
And this is me warping off, leaving the mess behind.
Yeah. But the crazy thing about this kill mill is actually this, I think, by far holds the record for the most people on one kill mill now.
Yeah, I tried scrolling it and it wouldn't scroll.
Yeah, a lot of people, when they go to click on the in-game mail, their client will crash or lag out for several minutes. Yeah.
There you go. So, awesome implant set. 3 billion, and there is the map. Yes, big red flare. Sir, you are a gentleman and a scholar, and we are glad to have you here.
It was the most fun I've ever had in EVE Online, for sure.
Yes. Well, happy 10th anniversary.
Happy anniversary, guys.
Fly safe.